Everyone, I'm Rahul. I welcome you to StudyIQ IAS English. So today's topic is UPSC equals to life or not. And you all must be wondering what made me bring this topic to you all people. So I'll give you a reason. Last weekend, I met a person who was an UPSC aspirant, and talking to him, he very passionately told me that he wants to pursue his UPSC dream. But what was the problem? The problem was the time. He had been into the system for very long. And the way I saw him, for example, this is all evolutionary journey for each and every one of you. For you, for me, everyone, we all keep on evolving with life. We are not what we are right now, what we used to be some time ago. We are a different person. You are different. I am different. But seeing that student, seeing that friend of mine, rather I should say, I somewhere felt that there is an individual whom I felt is stuck in life. And this made me question, is UPSC equals to life? So dear friends, I welcome you all with this opening question. You all can start answering your whatever you think about the issue in the comment section. I welcome you all, and like always we start with, please mark your attendance along with the place from where you belong to, so that we can have a fruitful discussion. So here we start, my dear friends, here we start. UPSC equals to life. This is the premise that we will be discussing today. And what goes with UPSC? The thing that goes, a myth, a dream that has not been cracked that easily. The meaning, many people start finding meaning with UPSC itself, not just at the professional front, but also in the personal front. Next is what? One of the most ignored thing is your mental health. That has been ignored. I mean, see, things like depression, things like anxiety, these are certain things about which you'll never be able to know. Because you know what? These are something that happens within you. Nobody even cares apart from you. And the biggest problem is that even you'd not be knowing that you're suffering for something. Next is, you are appearing in what is called as one of the India's most toughest exam. So I might not buy this theory of toughest exam. Why? Because toughness is again a relative term. For example, the topper who finds UPSC pretty easier might find a paper of mathematics very harder, and vice versa. So, but still, nonetheless, the process is ruthless, the process is gruesome, and it takes away a great chunk of one's life, almost 5 to 6 years on an average of an UPSC aspirant. So dear friends, very quickly, what do people think? Does UPSC equals to life or not? So let's move on. So what's the debate that we are going to take in this examination? See, once upon a time, there was this thing that pursuing UPSC, it used to itself be a thing of noble pursuit. You can say it was a thing of honor. I mean, you go into villages and say what somebody is doing. So the thing would be, he is preparing for UPSC, he has gone to Delhi, he has gone to certain city to start his preparation. The preparation journey itself carried certain weightage in terms of respect and honor. But times have changed, my dear friends, times have changed. It's no more like that right now. Right now, it's more about somebody is sitting idle, someone is not doing something. We have come to those times. So this remains a thing that we need to debate upon. Why so? Because once it was a thing like whatever UPSC used to provide, the social security net, the pride, the prestige, the money, the power, they used to mean something in that world. But right now, our world has changed rapidly. For example, in those days when, like car facilities were provided to the bureaucrats, people had no vehicles. I mean, very little people, they had four-wheelers. Today, no matter even if you have four-wheelers or not, you can avail the services of cab. Anybody can avail the services of cab. For example, during those times, only certain set of people, they would have telephones, those dialers. But right now, it's not just about phone, it's just about someone, even working in a gig economy, have Apple's iPhone. The scenario, the system itself has changed. It's no more like what it used to be ago, that qualifying UPSC is giving you certain kind of leverage in the society, certain kind of things which otherwise you'd not get. For example, air travel. 2,500 rupees, you can travel to the nearest city of yours. You can go on a traveling or on a vacation. So all those privileges which used to have a certain value back then, that value has started to diminishing, and hence this question that even in today's time, is UPSC still a noble pursuit? More so ever in a changing and dynamic world. For example, things used to move pretty slowly, 2 decades back. Right now, I mean, just look at AI. Nobody is sure how this technology is going to impact the society. Not even the coders, not even the content creators, not even, no industry. In fact, last night I was reading somewhere that even the hiring portals or the hiring mechanism would be done via AI. So just imagine in today's scenario, nobody, or rather I should ask you, do you have the luxury to sit idle for 2 years when the world around you is rapidly changing? Do you have that luxury right now? This is my question to you. And in that context, I'm asking, does qualifying or appearing for UPSC remains a noble pursuit or not? Next thing is, this is a very nice, example which I keep on telling again and again. Certain times, have you seen like that on roads you'd have seen, I mean, dogs chasing the car. So the car is, or any vehicle is ahead of him. He keeps on chasing, and the moment he matches that car, the dog has no idea what he wants to do with the car. So what happens? He chases the car for certain distance and then he stops. There are many individuals, there are many aspirants who find this thing. They have been chasing something, and then when they suddenly find it, or when they suddenly do not find it, they stop, not knowing what to do now. Now the next thing is, apart from success, I mean, the success rate remains 0.03% for this examination, and hence, as we said, one of the toughest examination. What about the failures? The failures are far too many. Does it still make sense to make it your life or not? Now next is this thing I keep on saying, like, dreams are one thing, illusions are other. Pursuit is one thing, escape is other. Is UPSC really your dream? Is UPSC really your pursuit? Or UPSC is a mechanism for you for an escape. Escape from your family, escape from your friends, escape from your responsibilities, escape from your societies, where you get to spend 3 to 5 years of your life in a room where nobody disturbs you, because everybody believes what? You are preparing for this UPSC examination. This thing will be also taking. Is UPSC a medium or mode of escape for many? So dear friends, these all things we will be debating today, and I just hope, like always, you'll be participating in this debate. I'm open to your interpretations, I'm open to your responses, I'm open to all your queries, whatever type they are, whatever they might be. Just be open, let's have a discussion and let's see what you think or how you think. Okay, so no questions so far? Anybody having any kind of questions or anything? No? Okay, so let's quickly move on. So the arguments which are in favor that one should pursue UPSC is a lot like pursuing UPSC, it gives you a sense of purpose. And whenever anybody has purpose in his life, what happens? They automatically get disciplined. For example, this is my dream. I want to pursue it. So what will happen? I'll follow a timetable. I'll follow a routine. I'll ensure that I achieve my dream. Next thing is, as we discussed, social prestige and impact. No matter what the society says, but still a man or a woman in a uniform, certain privileges, certain perks, they cannot be denied. For example, you becoming a diplomat, solving the crisis, hostile crisis in other countries that has a value of its own, you becoming DM, like driving the execution of policies, or you having a say how a certain village or a city would shape up. So not just social prestige, but it also has an impact, because there have been cases where, certain officers, they have gone out of the line and they have built roads, they have created, social impact via social initiatives, they have got the society together to work together, they have worked against social levels, they have led towards environmental movements. So certainly this gives you that leverage, this gives you that power, authority and influence to make an impact which otherwise you might not do. Next thing is, as we were discussing, AI changing each and everything. I mean, I do not know how many sectors are going to evolve. For that matter, from where AI is coming, the coding industry, the IT industry, even they themselves are not sure that what AI is going to do to them. So at least once you get into the services, you'll have an idea that, okay, you're stable. If you work well, you'll get progress there also. Otherwise, it's kind of, at least if you're performing, you'll not be kicked out. On the other hand, in private sector also, it's based upon demand and requirement thing. You could be out of your office for no fault of yours, just because there is something like recession, there is something like company not making profits, the P&L of the company is not good. So at least this thing would not be there when you'll be making an entry into the bureaucracy. Now next thing, this thing remains one of the foremost motivation. I mean, there's nothing bigger, or there is nothing more fulfilling than contributing towards humanity, especially for your country. You get to do something for your country, you get to take initiatives for your country, you take the country and the people around you towards a greater heights, and that's the most fulfilling experience which I think can never have, especially in a country like India, where you have multiple problems, like take that problem, you have problems starting from just travel on the road, there are problems everywhere, the problems of the street vendors, the problem of the manual scavengers, the problem of the conflicts in the society, even the traffic lights, they need IT based solution for better running. Just few days ago we had rain over here and everything was blocked. The villages, they are underdeveloped. Problems are far too many in our country, and you get to contribute towards the country's development. There could be nothing bigger and better than this thing. This is actually, or at least this is what I feel. Then the next thing is, there is structured and self-growth. What it means, for example, let's take the example of our external minister, his example. I mean, from bureaucracy you can grow to any heights. I mean, even becoming, I would say, the prime minister or president is possible, which otherwise would be pretty tougher. So what more growth can you see? I mean, a bureaucrat becoming a CM, a bureaucrat having a potential to become the prime minister or the topmost leader of the society. This is apart from what system gives you. Within the system itself, if you're performing well, you'll keep on getting bigger and bigger roles, more challenging roles, more fulfilling roles. However, there are many things which goes against what I mean, this is examination is something, the margin of error is very little. I mean, all those people who are watching it right now, just let me ask you, by how many marks you missed your prelims examination? I'm very much sure there would be student who would have missed it by 0.5 marks. Same thing goes for the mains examination. I mean, it's just a difference of, half marks in your mains, each and every answer, which would radically change your ranking. You might not even feature in the mains ranking. And then again, the interview stage is there, where again, you'll be facing problems or certain, what if the panel does not like you? For example, I am a free folk. What if the panel wants somebody more dedicated towards their ideology, towards their thoughts, towards their opinion? Though that's a other thing, but still the brutal level of learning which this examination commands, which this examination requires from you, is certain times it might be overwhelming. Next thing is, just imagine, repeatedly facing that failure cycle again and again. You gave it for the first time, could not qualify prelims. You gave it again, could not qualify prelims. This thing goes on for 5 years. What about the 6th attempt? What about the 6th attempt? Just imagine the mental pressure that aspirant would be in. And not just for him. For example, the beginner, somebody who is having just 2 years to give his examination, to do each and everything what he can do. Just imagine the pressure. And not just about failures, but also about success. Somebody who has qualified mains examination, who has given the interview, the pressure is same for him for next year, because next year you start from level 0. So the mental burnout is real. And also, like, it's not 1 or 2 things that you have to cover. There are almost like as many 7 to 8 subjects, then current affairs to cover with, and each subject within itself. For example, take example of history. There is ancient, medieval, modern. I mean, there are subjects within subjects, topics within topics. It's far too much. And along with current affairs, which itself is everything under the sky. And then there is a personal life that you have to maintain. Then there is a balance that you have to maintain in life, which becomes very tough with this examination. Now, next is years of uncertainty. You do not know, like, even if for the previous attempt you have reached till the interview stage, you are never very much sure if you'll be reaching or qualifying the prelims next year or not. And next thing is narrow identity formation. What it means, when you start living isolated, one thing happens, that is, you start living in a small world of your own. What it means, your human interaction, your years of development. For example, just imagine like somebody preparing for 5 years for this UPSC examination. He or she is not getting that development platform which otherwise they would have got, both at social level and also at professional level. And needless to say, the personal life suffers when you're preparing for this examination. So these are the arguments which would, kind of make you or try to convince you that UPSC is or should not be at least your life. So dear friends, what should it be? There are many aspirants. These quotes I have taken, what many UPSC aspirants told me, both who got qualified and who could not qualify. I forgot who I was outside UPSC. For example, this thing I'll tell from where it's coming. I heard a qualified person, he used to very religiously follow Hindu and Indian Express. His routine was studying from the newspaper. But after a certain while, what happened? When this person qualified, and after qualifying, he is not knowing what he has to do. So beyond UPSC, beyond the schedule and the requirement of UPSC, there are many aspirants who do not know what they should be doing. Now this thing is, my confidence crashed with every prelims result. Every failure takes away your confidence and conviction in life. And this I can tell you after talking to multiple, students and aspirants. Confidence takes a beating. You feel as if you are good for nothing. And this feeling is very much, it sinks very deeper into your soul. You feel as if you're good for nothing. This is what this does to you, this examination. It gave my life a direction but took away spontaneity. What it means is that when you get into UPSC preparation, there are certain contours that you take, but the spontaneity, what is happening around you, the latest developments, the latest opportunities which keep on coming. For example, this is an age of startup. It could be that a person who is spending too much of time in preparing for UPSC, he could be a startup founder, but unfortunately that never happens. So what is required is that, see, there would be challenges, there would be certain, pros. For example, UPSC gives you a purpose. There is nothing more powerful than a youth finding a purpose in his life. But at the same time, there is nothing worse than a youth who has lost his confidence and conviction in life. Hence, it is required to take a balanced approach. What that balanced approach could be? See, instead of having blind obsession, follow strategic discipline. For example, do not give each and everything to this examination. Save your hobbies for yourself, save time for your relatives, save time for your other activities, same time for a plan B where you'd be thinking of your career also. Marathon mindset, not a sprint. Take this examination, give yourself ample time, 1.5 years, 2 years, prepare well, and then sit into the examination. While preparation, take breaks, never compromise with your hobbies, because that is what they make you alive. Person devoid of his hobbies, a person devoid of his, things that he loves to do, singing, writing, painting. You take away these things from a person, that person is a dead soul. So never be a dead soul. Now, next thing is this backup plan. There are many people who say that not having a backup or not thinking about second option helps. But I would not say so. I'd say prepare with, all the best guidance that you can have, but at the same time, have a heartbreak that this much is enough. I will be devoting this much of time for this examination. Beyond this, I'll be doing this. I'll be going to certain company. I'll be applying. Always have a plan B. Those days where you could devote single-mindedly towards any single thing, that's not going to work. For example, time and again, I'm telling you that times are changing. It's evolving very rapidly. Not having a plan B, C, D, E is not going to help you. Have a plan B. So I just hope you would understand why we require a balanced approach. If you're going to make UPSC an obsession, it is going to create problems for you. Keep it as a purpose. UPSC, the purpose of your life, but pursue it in a balanced manner. Now the bigger picture is UPSC is part of life, not the whole life. Success does not need a single path, and bureaucracy is service, not status, and life will be always bigger than labels. There are multiple important things that we have discussed. See, no single entity can define whole of your life. Your life is the sum total of smaller things that you do. In that thing, UPSC will play a role, your college degree is going to play a role, your school had already played a role, your professional life, whether you get into UPSC or not, that is going to play a role, your marriage, your everything, how you deal with everything, this is what is going to define life, not any single examination or not any single success or failure, because there would be struggles even after success. It's very important that you learn how to deal not just failures but also success, because people go blank after getting success. And success is not a big bang kind of event that it has happened, now you're successful. You tell me what happens to those toppers every year who are glorified, every year who are worshipped, what happens to them next? Hence, life is a marathon. It has to be, you have to play it like a test match, session by session. UPSC is one such session in your life, which is like a test match. You have to play this session well to survive in life and to make your entire life a success, not just a single event. The next is bureaucracy. It's good and it's very great that you get to serve people, you get to serve your country, but beyond that there are things, and ultimately you should never let yourself get bounded or defined by certain labels. No matter what labeling the society is putting at you, no matter what anybody is doing to you, you are far bigger, you have far greater potential than that. Regardless of selection or rejection, you should try to actualize your potential to the fullest extent. I've seen talents getting qualified and getting rotten into the system. Never let your talent rot. Never let the gift that God gave you, the gift that God gave you, don't waste it. Wasting your talent is the biggest sin. Take it from me. Take it from me. Don't waste your talent, regardless of your selection or your rejection. And as I said, life will always be bigger than what? Labels. You're never defined by your labels. So, what next is? There are multiple angles. Indian society, they value very much. You qualify this examination, there is parental pressure, and this examination you give in a certain stage where there is economic dependency upon you, and hence UPSC becomes a loop for the nature of examination that it is, the nature of cycle in which people get themselves into. So these are the other perspectives and angles. So in conclusion, what I would say and what I would suggest to you, that you don't make UPSC a life. UPSC is one such event in your life where you have to give your very best. You have to give your each and everything during that duration to make yourself a success. And I am assuring you based upon examples that I've seen in my life, that if you will give your 100% in today's context, when the generation is so much of disturbed, the generation is so much of disconnected. People are spending 6 hours on Instagram, 12 hours here and there. The competition is really less. People are distracted. In fact, these are the best times for anyone who is focused and disciplined to achieve anything in life. Don't make UPSC your life, but remember, if you are pursuing it, pursue it with full, go all out, go aggressive. Okay, this much time, 2 years, 3 years times, I'm giving myself for this examination and I'll give my best. That's it. Don't obsess over it. It has to be a purpose, not obsession. Remember this line. Next is pursue it with fire, but not at the cost of self. Don't let any failure take away your confidence and conviction in life. Never. Do not lose your confidence and conviction. But at the same time, if you're pursuing anything, go with the mindset that you are going to qualify, you are going to rock it, you are the best. Always have that mindset. Next, no single examination can define your life. And lastly, it's a beautiful line. Let purpose not become your prison. Let this purpose or obsession, don't make it as a prison where this becomes a medium of escape for you from your responsibilities, from the things that you ought to be doing in life. I hope it is understood. So, what next? Share this, our conversation with your friends, and I'll be very happy if few people would comment me that you people want certain special sessions, how to manage your emotions, manage yourself during these examinations. You can always write it to me. And in the end, something related to this thing, what all talks that we did, something I'd like to tell you, something that is going to help you actually, why people fall in trap, because they never get right diary. guidance. So we have resolution batches, live courses we have for the year 2026, 2027, 2028, and it has been designed in such a way that it is going to help you in your life achieving your aim, achieving your goal. There are multiple videos we have which have talked about this thing, and there would be links about these batches in your description and comments. You can watch them and just find out, like, whatever problem that we discussed, how these batches helps to solve that problem. So dear friends, this was all from my side. If there are any questions, if there are any queries, I'm more than happy to take them. You can shoot your questions. Otherwise, just after this video, just put it in comments what other topics you would want me to take. I'll be very happy to take sessions on them. And I wish you all the very best with whatever things you're doing in your life, and I'll see you again with some better topics, with some better topics to debate upon. Until then, I wish you